Hi everyone, it's Erin from EB Mixed Media. Today I'm going to be playing with my new Whimsical Florals stamp collection, which just is out recently and it's available at joggles.com. There are 5 different sets of stamps in the collection and they're super whimsical, sort of geometric designed florals. So I'll just go through them so you can see each set, and then I'm going to play with making some floral embellishments using 1 or 2 of these sets. So the first one is called Twinkle Lights, and it's got 3 florals, a couple of dragonflies, and then this little sort of like twinkle lights that you might, hang in your backyard or your garden. This one's called Butterflies and Bubbles. Again, there's 3 florals, a couple of butterflies, and a little stamp of bubbles. That's a nice background stamp. This one's called Starry Night. And once again, 3 florals, a couple of ladybugs, and some stars. All of these, I should say, have a couple of sentiments as well. This one says playful and free, given to whimsy. This one says fanciful notions and world of whimsy. This one says enchanted, wild and whimsical. This one is called the Beads and Bees set. Again, 3 florals, 2 little bees, and these hanging beads. It says Garden of Whimsy and Magical Thinking. And finally, this set is called Raindrops. 3 flowers, 2 birds, and a background stamp of raindrops, and 2 sentiments, a special place, and whimsy and wonder. So today I think I'm going to play with the raindrops set and the beads and bees. So let's start with the birds. And I've got some other supplies here. I'm using archival ink from Ranger. This is jet black. I really like the big stamp pad. It gives you a lot of room to work. And this is a permanent waterproof ink, so it shouldn't run or bleed. I'm also going to be using these Ohuhu. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce it. These are art markers. They are alcohol ink based. And so they are somewhat blendable. I'm not an expert at them, but they are fun and they come in a variety of colors. Any markers that you have will do. I've also got some watercolors here. I'll probably play with those. And then I have additionally some of my Posca pens in variety of colors. They're paint pens. I always use my white, black, and gold Posca pens. This is a Papermate Flare, and I use this quite a bit with these stamps because the lines of the stamps are thick, and this is about the same thickness, so it works really well with these. And then I've got my gold pen, and where's my white one? This is my Signo Uniball gold pen, and my Signo Uniball in white. I love these 2 pens as well. So let's get started. I've also got a stamping block here. I've got a large one and I have a smaller one. You can also get stamping blocks at Joggles or any arts and crafts supply store. And so to start with, I'm just using a piece of cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp everything on here onto this piece of cardstock. So I'll take the first one, and this is sort of a square floral, and that's what makes these so whimsical because they don't look like any flowers that you have in reality, but that's sort of what makes them fun. And I'll just stamp trying to line the stem up so that it's straight. Of course, you can curve it if you want to. And put a nice little bend in your floral. We could try that too. And you want to ink it up really well. There we go. So I think most of you understand the concept of how to stamp. So I'll do more, and I'll do one more, and then I'll finish them off camera so that you don't have to watch me just stamping. I really had fun creating these and coming up with lots of different ways to make florals and little animals or creatures out of basic geometric shapes. That was really a fun challenge. Okay, so I've got those all stamped now. Easy peasy. And I'm going to just take some of these colors and start coloring them in. And as I said, any markers that you have will work on these, I think. Let's try, what's this one called? I can't even read it. I think it says violet purple, but I'm not sure. That's one thing about these is the stuff wears off the caps and then you don't know the names anymore. Oh, it's more of a pink, so it must not be violet purple. This is going to be a bright pink little flower. Now, one thing I've noticed, even though this is meant to be permanent ink, I think because these are alcohol based, if the ink isn't set, it can run a bit and smear rather. So that's something to watch out for. So you may want to, I don't know, maybe hit it with a blow dryer, maybe stamp and then leave it to set for a little while before you do this. I just try to be careful not to really hit the lines too much. There, I did again. I can turn my marker and not have that black bit there. But I think it'll be okay. Not too worried about it. I would imagine other types of markers maybe would not at all cause this issue. It's as simple as that. And then I'll go do, let's see, I'll do a little leaf here. And the darker colors, you really don't have any issues with the ink smearing, or if it smears, it's not at all noticeable because the color is so dark, right? And that's basically it, right? Let's try this color. What's sort of fun about this is it's coloring, and you know, I can't really think of the last time I sat down and colored. I know some people do it as kind of a hobby. Now, one thing you can do with these is you can add another color to it. Ooh, that's a little darker than I intended. Let's try this one. And now I can get more of a grello here. I might have to go ahead and go with that since I did it on that side. These also have a point tip and a chisel tip, which is sort of nice. We'll just go over that and make it a darker green. Still getting that kind of grello-y feel, which I like. Let's see, for this one, why don't we do kind of a lavender? I think if I put this down first. And then what kind of a bird do we want? Should we do sort of a bluebird here of some sort, maybe? Maybe match it here. our raindrops, we could stay with the blue theme here. And just color those in. And it's really as simple as that, right? Now, the fun part comes in with sort of the embellishing of these florals. So, for example, we could take our gold on this one and fill in our dots and get a little bling on there if we wanted to. On this one, maybe we add a little yellow here to make it pop. Maybe we put some yellow on our little bird as well. And then for this, we could also do some gold to kind of spice up some of this, some of those raindrops. And then what I like to do is go back once that's dry, and I'll just shoot it here with my blow dryer. Now I can go back in with my Papermate Flare and sort of touch up where I kind of crossed over onto the black line there. And I can outline these again, like so. Outline those. And outline these. So there's really endless possibilities with how you can decorate these. For example, one other thing I like to do is put a little ruffle or something on my florals. You could do something like that. And if you wanted to make it pop, you could take your white pen and color that in. That's cute. You could do that on your little bird here too if you wanted to. So lots of options for embellishing, and I think that's really fun. Let me show you some I did earlier. These were done with the Beads and Bees stamp, and you can see this is the exact same stamp. It's this stamp right here, but just by changing up some of the embellishments, one stamp, 6 different florals right there. Here's an example again. This one I added some stems and dots. This one I just varied the colors. Here I added, the original stamp just looks like that. Here I added another little embellishment in the center. Here I used the different color markers to add some emphasis there. So there's a lot you can do. Here are the beads from that stamp set, colored in different ways. So lots of options for making the most of these stamps and getting the most variety of florals out of one set. Now, if you don't have markers or you are into watercolor, that is another option. Let's take a look at this one. This is Starry Night. I've got a small piece of watercolor paper here, and I'll see if I can fit all of these on here. I went ahead and stamped a card to use with the watercolors. And on this one, I happened to get a really bad stamp. I was lazy, I didn't ink it up enough, but I wanna show you how we can fix that as we work on this. So not to worry about that. So I've got a little brush here. I don't even think it's a watercolor brush. And I've got, these are Milang watercolors. It's a travel set. And I am just gonna do some watercolor here. So I think I will start maybe with this purple over here. I don't know if that's that color, maybe. Looks like it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and paint out. And I'm not gonna stay in the lines because I actually think it's cuter when you don't. And then let's drop a little bit of this kind of turquoisey blue in as well. I think that's kind of a pretty look. And we can darken that up a little maybe. Some spots. And that's really all there is to it. Let's try, let's see, what else would be kind of a pretty color? Do I have kind of a pink here, maybe? Is this a pink? Yeah, that's a pretty pink. It's reading more red on the page now, isn't it? Maybe it'll dry a little more. What's this color? What if we drop in some of this orange? Let's do a bluebell or something. How's that sound? What's this color look like for us? I'm running out of room on my palette. Oh, I got a little green in there. But again, I'm not even trying to stay in the lines. I don't think it's necessary, and I think it makes it even more kind of whimsical and fun and childlike. And this might be fun too, to do the opposite by dropping in a little bit of purple there. How about our ladybugs? Let's see, what color is this? Is this orange? It's kind of an orangey red, but I'll mix it in with that pink that was down there. And we'll do our little ladybug. And I think I still had a little purple on there. Let's make our ladybug a little pinker. And for our twinkle stars, shall we just do a yellow star? This is almost a neon color. Oh, I forgot I had gold here. I wonder if I can get a shimmer by just dropping some of this in there. We'll see. And then we have to do our leaves. So I've got some Grello here. This is sort of a mixture of a green and a yellow, which is one of my favorite colors, especially for leaves. And we'll just do that, and maybe, you know, drop in a little of the blue. So I'm going to dry that, and we'll come back and embellish. So these are dry now, and I've got all my favorite little embellishing tools here. And as I mentioned, I got a bad stamp on this, but I'm gonna fix it. So I'm gonna use my white Posca pen, which I think I'm running out of ink, to put that in. In fact, I'm gonna have to change my strategy, and I'll use this once that dries. And then I'm gonna draw in this areas that I didn't get a good stamp. And you can see how the Papermate Flare is really good at coloring in. So you can't even tell really where your stamp didn't take. So this is a great option. There's nothing more frustrating when you're working on a card or something and you've got one shot at a stamp and it doesn't work out. So this is a nice option to be able to make corrections. Especially on watercolor paper, with it being uneven, I think sometimes the stamp just catches. There we go. And then I'm going to go back in with my white pen since my Posca didn't seem to be doing the job, and just color that in. And if you want, you can darken these a little more as well. There we go. Easy peasy on that one. For this one, I've got my gold Posca. I'm going to put a little bling here. I think that's cute. For this one, we could again do the little ruffle if we wanted to by drawing that in. That looks cute. Very cute. And I think the stars look great. Because I don't know if you can see it, but that gold did leave a little bit of a shimmer, which is fun. And I'll add a little gold bling there. All right. And then our little ladybugs. Let's brighten them up. I know they normally have little black spots, but I like the pop of white for an accent. And again, I could use my Papermate Flare to, maybe, that paint's not quite dry, unfortunately. And then maybe again to jazz this little tulip up, we'll add yellow here. That's such a nice sunny color. And another kind of fun option, if you really do want to jazz it up even more, is to outline the whole thing in gold or white, or you could do silver, and just sort of give it another layer of interest. And I'm not even being particularly careful about it. I'm just sort of highlighting and emphasizing the lines. So that's another option. So these look kind of messy, but when you cut them out, I think they look really dreamy. And again, it gives that kind of, that watercolor kind of running off a little bit, gives that element of sort of magic and whimsy that I think is just really sweet with these particular stamps. Of course, if you don't have these stamps, any stamp will do. You don't need these stamps to use watercolor or to use markers. and use your paint pens and your other pens, jelly roll pens, to jazz them up. It is just another fun way to use your stamps and get some color into your artwork or whatever you're making. And I like how the watercolor is coming off because it does give it a much more watercolory effect. Now, if you don't care for that, you can take your white pen, if it's working, your white paint pen or a white pen, and you can color in and it would work a lot better if my pen worked. You can color that in white, and that's kind of a good trick if you don't want it bleeding over onto the white. I've fussy cut all of my florals, and I think it's fun to lay them out here so you can really see how one stamp can be used in a multitude of ways. So for example, here's the little kind of rectangle floral, and this is the basic stamp, what it would look like. I added just a little bit of gold there. But here in these two, which I thought was really fun, was I added petals around the edges. And just the different colors and the different embellishments. This one I added a little faux stitch around the parameter. This is another one where I made just tons of them for some reason. This is the basic stamp right there. But here you can see by adding sort of a scallop on that one. Here I added stripes. There's one stripe. Here's circles and coloring in the little, is that stamen? Here's some more dots, some more scallops. So you can just see the variety in that one stamp. These turned out cute as well with the scallops. Here again, I added the faux stitching. It sort of looks like denim. These again, some dots. Here's some circles. These are some of the watercolors I showed you earlier. I think these look like martinis. They're also from the Beads and Bees, but you can see the variety there. So just a lot that you can do with these stamps to make them all unique and different. I think they're super cute. You can use them on artist trading cards, greeting cards, in your art journals, on tags. There's lots of options for how to use these. That's it for me today. Again, you can find all of the sets of stamps at joggles.com. They are my whimsical collection, Whimsical Florals, and I hope you'll check those out. I will be back again soon with another video, and in the meantime, you can find me on Instagram. We'll see you later. Bye.